episode 1, and I already know Natsukawa is obsessed with this guy. Fuck him already, my dude, and get it over with. Hi, my name is Nemo-chan. Welcome to the club where we profess our undying devotion to the gay gods. It sounds more of a cult, honestly. But really, if you think about it, it is kind of a cult. If you just check the comments from all of the fans, the BL fandom is a cult. I wasn't even going to talk about living with him. I was only looking for something short and sweet to watch over the weekend because I honestly don't have the time and the emotion to spend on a long, problematic, and stressful BL series. And we are is still a few episodes before it's done. Same with One the Good Day and Stand In. So we're kind of stuck in the middle of waiting for the rest of the shows to be completed so I can binge watch them. So I figured Living with Him was just done. It's only like 8 episodes, not even 30 minutes each episode, I think. So it's an easy time to watch and it's not much of a time commitment. I actually started watching We All already because I learned that it's not going to be 12 episodes. I thought I'll be able to binge watch it in 2 weeks once all the 12 episodes is done, but then I learned that there's 16 episodes. So I started watching it. I'll watch halfway to the 10th episode and then wait for the rest of it to be done and binge watch it once it's done because I can't spend 16 hours of my weekend watching this BO series. No one has 16 hours on their weekend to just sit down and watch a series. No one has that. Not even, I'm pretty sure not even someone who loves Pond and Puwin so much. I'm actually not a big fan of Pond and Puwin. I think this will be the first that no, I actually tried to watch Never Let Me Go, and I didn't even last 3 episodes. It's the storyline is not my scene, unfortunately. So this is technically going to be the first time that I'll be seeing them in the series. And to be honest, I kind of like the start of it. It's really funny. The plot is easy to watch, and the characters are really, really fun. I've watched Winnie and Satang and My School President, of course, and I've seen Ow and Bon in Hidden Agenda, and of course, I've seen Mark in other series, but Mark and Poon, not gonna lie, they're stressing me out with their sweetness. But we're not here to talk about we are. We're here to talk about living with him. This is actually my shit. I was expecting something like I Can't Reach You, which is another Japanese BL adapted from a manga. And this one is also adapted from a manga. So this is definitely the kind of stuff that I read. Best friends pining with a little bit of angst. I was hoping something along the line of I Can't Reach You or even Sing My Crush. But it's definitely it has a shadow of those two other than the fact that the main character, Natsukawa, is absolutely messy. Also, expecting something like Perfect Propose, but Perfect Propose is definitely better when it comes to the plot line, at least. Okay, so I just finished watching this. Like I've mentioned, it's a BL adapted from a manga. They're childhood friends, but they grew apart during their middle school and high school because they went to different schools. It happens. It's really hard to stay in touch with your friends when you're have different friend groups. You go to different schools. And Natsukawa is mostly focused on taking care of his younger sisters, and then Kazuhito, the other male lead, plays baseball. And I think he's gunning to be professional. So busy life, different set of new friends, different schools. they grew apart. But with both of them going to university, their mothers arranged for them to live together. That's why I was expecting something along uh perfect propose because of the cohabitation bit of it, but it definitely has a different atmosphere than perfect propose. So the plot is pretty short and straightforward, but I'm used to reading mangas that are less than 10 chapters, so this is, like I said, kind of up my alley. So Natsukawa is the messy main character that I was referring to. Kazuhito is a childhood best friend. They grew apart, like I've mentioned. On episode 1, they are settling in their new apartment, unpacking and whatnot, even though Kazuhito seems to be the one who has feelings for Natsukawa. At least he's the one who's self aware that he has attraction to his friend. It's pretty obvious that Natsukawa is, I said obsessed at the start, but he has a certain fascination with Kazuhito's private life, especially his relationship, his past girlfriends. For someone who doesn't seem to like the guy or doesn't seem to think that they are still friends, he's obsessed, like I said. So we're on episode 2 and Natsukawa is clueless as fuck. Like my guy, I'm losing a few brain cells because of you, and I don't know what Kazuhito sees in this guy, but Natsukawa is so fucking weird. Like his mind is a very dark place, I think. He talks to himself what in the morning. Well, I think most of us do that, but this is just on a different kind of level. And not only that, this guy believes in horoscope, and that's a red flag if I ever see one. I do love the side characters. Kazuhito has a couple of friends here. One of them is Haruna, a guy friend that he had from high school. He's very observant, and I think he's the one who knows exactly what the hell is going on with Natsukawa and Kazuhito. And later in the series, he even helped Natsukawa figure out what the hell is going on inside his mind when it comes to his feelings with Kazuhito. So the reveal happened pretty early, and when I said reveal, the reveal of Kazuhito's feelings for Natsukawa, because like I mentioned, Haruna kinda helped Natsukawa figure things out along the way. But I honestly don't know what Natsukawa was thinking, bringing Kazuhito's feelings into the open, like discussing it and asking his friend about it, because the thing is they're living together. And since at this point Natsukawa has not figured out what the hell he's feeling with Kazuhito, he just left the guy hanging and waiting whether or not he's going to return his feelings. And that's just, like I said, messy, if not outright cruel, to confront the guy about his feelings for you and not have a concrete answer yet. I just think that he should have figured out what the hell is going on with him first before confronting Natsu Kazuhito. And then he asks questions like this. He's so fucking mental. I cannot. Like this guy blows my mind. And like I said, I'm not planning to talk about this because it's supposed to be something easy for the weekend for me to pass the time. But with this guy, so now they're in this awkward position because they live together and Natsukawa is too conscious of Kazuhito. And not just too conscious, he's curious about things about his life as well. So awkward, like I said. If I'm Kazuhito, I will leave his ass. It's honestly not worth this mess. So they do have good moments between them. And Natsukawa most of the time actually acts like a fucking boyfriend. Like I said, messy ass bitch. Like I have a theory. Like with the messiness of this guy, I bet he's a bisexual. I'm just kidding. Well, no, not really. Bisexuals are messy. So of course we come to the emotional reckoning towards the end of the episode. I mean towards the end of the series. Natsukawa doubting that any kind of relationship between him and Kazuhito will be anything but disastrous and heartbreaking. But of course, this is from a manga and they are going to end up together. Of course, it's going to be a happy ending. Overall, I enjoyed this. And I did not expect that I'm going to have such a reaction to the main character. His weirdness and his messiness is really the most enjoyable part, even though it's so stressful. So, misgivings, because of course, I have to complain. On screen physical intimacy had always been the downside of watching Japanese BL series, personal weatherman being one of the few exceptions rather than the rule when it comes to that. These two characters do have intimate moments, but the kisses are awkward as hell and definitely subpar. Something you just have to get used to when watching Japanese BL and the few Korean BL, unfortunately. Well, a shoulder to cry on did not have one kiss scene. And they're fine, but Taeyeon and Daeyeol are both emotionally stunted, so that works for them. So you just have to forgive the lack of skinship. Even even in the manhwa, their kisses are awkward, but that's their character, like I said, and it works for them. Not to have physical intimacy, it's harder to overlook it in most of these other series when they're selling to us romantic relationships that's supposed to be intimate. And you have these awkward and mediocre kissing scenes and love scenes. Like, get me an actor that can commit to the act. No one's asking for nudity. I don't need porn in my BL series because if I want porn, I'll just look it up. I'm not looking for porn in my BL series. I'm just looking for the intimacy to be more convincing and more natural because that's the point of all of this, isn't it? So that's it for me today about living with him. Honestly, we got a lot of new BLs coming out and new BLs that's still ongoing, but we're fairly lacking some fantasy BL, I think. Can't we have some fantasy BLs? I love Be My Favorite. That's a great one, honestly. And also Triage. What else did we have when it comes to fantasy? Absolute Zero definitely has its moments. I'm definitely going to talk about that in the future video because I have a lot of conflicting feelings about Absolute Zero. So there's that. We really need more fantasy like design. Like after design there seems to be nothing else. I guess stand in can be classified as fantasy, but really something similar to design or Be My Favorite would really be appreciated because I'm getting tired of vampires. Like, can we have some werewolves or tentacles for that matter? Okay, so that's really it for me. Tell me, have you watched Living with Him? Did you like it? Did you think Natsukawa is fucking weird too? If you don't know what to comment, just comment tonkatsu, which is his favorite food when he's stressed. So drink your water. Until next time. Bye bye.